Hey there, I'm Vila Loukas bringing you the top 5 emotional radiance hacks. So these are tips and strategies that you can put to use whenever you need them to change how you're feeling emotionally. So if you're in an emotionally dense or challenging or hard place, you can work with these 5 hacks and shift how you're feeling just like that. I am a certified healer and guide with the Modern Mystery School International, and Hearth Healing programs are what I have designed to help people empower their inner light. So working with these emotional radiance hacks is a great step in that direction, because oftentimes we feel these emotional storms raging through our being, right? And it can make it very difficult to connect in and experience your inner power, your inner light. So working with these 5 hacks can really help you feel more masterful, more powerful in your own inner emotional terrain. So I'm going to take you through what these 5 hacks are and give you some examples of how you might put them to use and work with them. So hopefully you got this graphic. It gives you the titles of each of the 5 hacks that we're going to be working with. And then they also refer to the 5 elements. So we're going to be doing air, water, earth, fire, and spirit. And what's so cool about these hacks is because they're connected to the 5 elements, we're made up of the 5 elements. And so when we use the elements to help us shift what's going on, it makes an even greater impact. So the very first one, we're going to be starting with the element of air, and it's all about using the breath. So this is probably not new to you. You probably have heard somewhere out there in the world the importance of working with the breath. And that's because it is just so powerful. So much can shift and so much can happen in just a short moment when you use the breath. So what I like to recommend is actually putting your hands on your body to kind of help center and ground you, and then whichever hand feels better, so right or left, whichever you prefer, one on the chest and one on the lower abdomen. And the purpose of this is to help you really feel like you are getting that breath all the way down into that core lower abdominal region. So using sound as you breathe is really helpful, because it sends that signal for relaxation when we hear the sound of our own breath. So so it looks and sounds something a little bit like this. And if you can do this 3, 5, 10 times, it's going to absolutely shift what's going on in your nervous system and what's going on for you emotionally in the moment. So that's hack number 1. Hack number 2 is connected to the element of water, and it's about music and movement. So emotional energy needs to move. And so it wants to be expressed, it wants to be felt. And so the reason that music is so helpful in the world of emotions is that music has inherent movement to it. So what this hack is about, knowing what kind of music helps you move the emotional energy that you have going on. So what I like to recommend is creating something like a playlist. So we've all got our smartphones, we've all got our different music apps. So use whatever works for you, but put together a mix of songs that are going to help you in the moment with whatever emotion you have happening. So if you're looking for a little pick-me-up, you got your jam song, you can put it on and just automatically feel uplifted. Or if you feel like you just need, there's some heavier energy, some sadness, something that needs to move, having a couple songs that just help you allow that emotion to move. So having those songs at your fingertips is super helpful. And then with that is actually, so the movement piece of this is also moving your body. So if you like to dance, if you're a dancer, great, move in conjunction with the songs that you're listening to. If you're not, that's all right. You can just, do some basic movements or go take a walk. Moving your body is going to help give that emotional energy a way to move itself out. So that is music and movement. The third hack is related to the element of earth. So this one is about physical structures and environments. And so when I say physical structures, I'm talking about actual objects. So what's so fun about this one is it means it's about touching something and having it feel like you're having a physical to physical response to something that makes you feel better. So one of my absolute favorites is blankets. This right here is my go-to blanket. What I love about it is that it's got a little bit of weight to it. I love the texture, and I really do not like to be cold. So when I need a little emotional shift, I can just kind of wrap this blanket around me, and all of a sudden things are different. So it can be whatever works for you. It might be a stone or a crystal or a favorite tea mug. It could be a pillow, whatever object that you find, or you may have a number of them that will just give you that feeling of like, yay, I feel good. So that's the physical structures. Now the environment, now this one plays on the fact that my inner terrain is going to be affected by my outer terrain and vice versa. So how I experience the world outside of me is going to be dependent on what's happening inside. So if I'm emotionally challenged, then I can change the environment outside of me, and that's going to change some of how I'm feeling inside. So for example, you might try tidying up. If things are a little bit cluttered or a little bit not quite where they need to be, take some time, sweep, rearrange furniture. That's one of my favorite ones. Change where the pillows are on the couch, something like that. Shift what's happening in your external environment. It's going to change how you're feeling within. Now, if you're somewhere where you can't actually make a difference in your external environment, like you're at work or something like that, then change where you are. So literally remove yourself from that environment and put yourself in a different environment. So that goes back to the take a walk, go to a different room, change your environment, and it's going to change how you feel. So the next one, number 4, is working with the element of fire. And this one is all about getting sensual. So sensual means using your senses. So now the one we tend to work with most is our sense of sight, because we are a very visual culture. So that may or may not work when you're wanting to shift your energy. It might, but that's like looking at, beautiful images or something that's uplifting. My favorite actually in working with the senses is the sense of smell, because it's kind of our least utilized in the regular basis. You don't generally use your sense of smell a lot at work, right? Most of us tend to be on screens and looking and reading and engaging where we need that sense. So when you use your sense of smell, it's like, oh, I'm doing something completely different. And so my favorite here is actually working with essential oils. Oh yeah. And what makes them so powerful is that when you take that input in, it goes directly in to the limbic brain. It bypasses your frontal lobe. So that means there's no analysis going on. It's just a direct into the limbic brain system, and will shift how you're feeling. So I like to keep my lavender with me in my purse in a little pouch, and it's always with me. So whenever I need a little, there we go. You can take a bath, something that's going to help you use your physical senses to empower yourself physically, and that's going to help you feel more powerful emotionally as well. And the last on our list is connecting to the world of spirit, and this one is about nourishing yourself. So now all of what we've been talking through here really is nourishing yourself, but this one is a little bit more intentional. So this is about you going out of your way to do something specifically kind for yourself. So rarely do we take the time to do this kind of thing, right? So one of my favorites is like going out to get a special treat. So something that is nourishing to my physical body and nurturing. So I like to go get a smoothie or something, or go by the store and pick out a favorite beverage that's like my lemon ginger kombucha something, and something that I know is good for my body, so that it doesn't have that kind of underlying self-sabotage of too much sugar or caffeine or something that's not actually helpful to me. So whatever it is, it might be taking a nap. That's really going to nourish you. It might be having a conversation with somebody. It might be going out and spending some time in nature, getting your fingers in the dirt or your feet on the grass. whatever it is that specifically nourishes you. So this is it. These are the top 5 emotional radiance hacks. I hope you've enjoyed getting to hear about these, and there's a lot more where this comes from. So I am launching here with Hearth Healing a whole Emotional Radiance Academy. So this is more advanced training for those who find the world of their inner emotional terrain